Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa,
pumped.
whoa.
You like that
What's
intro?
what's
Yeah.
going on,
Pumped up. I am pumped. I'm excited because one of the legends of the martial arts community, that's right, Marko Zaror himself, the man, the myth, the legend, the icon, the main event, should I keep going? is
man?
here to hang out with the old samurai today on today's podcast to see who is here from the Movie Dojo Army showing up. Kevin Lambert is here. Darren S. is here. Let's start the ruckus. Chemo is here, and soon we'll have more slowly trickling in watching us to hang out today. Everybody's excited. The martial arts movie community is excited today that you are here on the channel to hang out with us and talk movies, and I really appreciate it. I know I've told you probably like 30 times already. I appreciate you coming by because I know you're extremely busy doing your filmmaker thing. But before we get into it, let's talk a little bit about your martial arts background because I know you probably have like 30 or more with some of your styles.
Yeah, well, I started when really young. My mother was one of the I think the first black belt woman black belt in Chile in karate, in a traditional karate, Goju Ryu, I think. She started when she was actually in Peru. She did a kung fu. She served in a Buddhist monastery for a couple of years when she was
Wow.
15. Yeah, so she was very into the martial arts and all that, the philosophy and that journey, right? And then when she arrives to Chile, she started karate, and she got married, and then I was born. Actually, she knew that she was pregnant when she was at the dojo.
Oh, okay.
So my relationship with martial arts started since
It
very
was
little.
destiny. It was
Yeah.
destiny.
When how they say that you pick where you want to born, like you pick your parents.
Yeah.
Well, I saw this girl training like crazy. I'm like, I want to be there.
Yeah.
So I guess yeah. And then I started of course doing some karate when I was very little, and then I saw Enter the Dragon of Bruce Lee, and I just went bananas.
That was it.
My mind blew up, and I'm like, this is my journey. This is what I want to do. Like everything was so powerful. So then I was in the search for his style, like kung fu,
Yeah.
the Chinese style, and you see that because back then there was no YouTube, there's no all this technology to have access to information. So we pretty much get only what we saw at the movies and some books, right?
Yeah.
So go and rent all his movies. And in the movies, always like the Chinese were the good guys and the bad guys were the karate guys. Like
Right.
if you're dressed with a white kimono,
Yeah.
and then
Get
the
the
black
gi.
belt, the gi, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you're bad.
You're
And
the
then the
villain.
good are the guys who were wearing the black,
Yeah.
and so it was so funny because it was so, for the beginning of my career as a martial artist, that was very powerful,
Yeah.
as a kid, right?
Yeah.
So I train, different styles of kung fu, and it was hard for me to find like a good school here in Chile that teach, the kung fu. So I went through different schools.
Right.
I did some taekwondo to learn the kicking and all that, and then I switched into karate. When I was a little older, I find a really good master of karate, and I decided that I needed to learn with him.
Yes.
but it was so crazy, you know. It was like to accept the fact that I'm gonna be wearing the bad guy's outfit from the movies that I saw when I was a kid. I'm like, I cannot believe that I'm wearing the white gi with the you know, it was crazy. That is so stupid, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
back then it was such a big thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it was funny, and then I started. I trained a couple of years on with that style of karate. It was Kenshin Kan karate.
Okay.
It was like a from Okinawa, like not from the from it was it's similar to Goyo Ryu, but it's not. It was like a, how to say, like a branch of Goyo
Yeah.
Ryu.
Mm-hmm.
Kenshin Kan karate, yes. And then he told me, Marco, you have a lot of ability with your legs and your explosive power to jump. You should try Taekwondo, right? And then I was like, okay. And so then I went to the national team of Taekwondo, and I asked if I wanted to try, and if they can let me train. And I was
Yeah.
not, I didn't start with Taekwondo, so it was a weird situation, right?
Right.
And they saw me, they put me on some fighting, and then it's like, yeah, okay. So I trained with the national team of Taekwondo for a couple of years, went to some tournaments and stuff like that, and then I left Chile and I moved to Mexico, and I continued my training there. My training started shifting into a more freestyle, studying athletes. I studying human performance, right?
Right.
Books
Right.
about how the athletes train, you know, for different sports, and I
Yeah.
start applying that to my martial art. Remember, all this was before UFC. All this was before we have all this knowledge now that everybody understands how, like, you see the UFC fighters, how they train. They are athletes.
Right.
But I'm talking about, this is when I was 19, 20. That's 20 years ago,
Right.
right?
Right.
So it was there was no YouTube, there's no information around. So it was more like an instinct, and trying to understand and reading and studying and
Yeah.
trying things. And then I became really obsessed of, you know, the human performance, you know, understand how your body reacts to different loads of training. And so it was very like a scientist with my own body, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So that's when I believe my I start evolving and really becoming like a with good skills, you know, like
Right. Right.
jumping and spinning and with a lot of speed. And
Right.
that's really when I saw the big difference, right, in
Right.
the martial arts ability.
Right. So
Really,
perfection is what you're trying to achieve.
yeah,
The perfect kick.
yeah, the perfect, but
Yeah.
more than perfect kick. How you can do that kick faster? How you can minimize the time of the spin? What's the
Gotcha.
technique? How you have to place your body, your hip, to be able to spin faster and don't lose time in movements that doesn't add anything to your technique. So
Right.
nobody teach you that. Nobody teach you that. Like, nobody really tells you, no, if you want to jump like this and do this kick, you gotta you gotta tense this muscle, and you gotta think that there is very delicate observations and very precise details that makes a big difference. You
Right.
see.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
So you got to discover that. So I was trying to understand all that dynamic, and with different sports, like looking how the guys of the 100 meters train. Because how is possible that those guys run so much faster than a regular guy, than an amateur guy? How is possible that an amateur ping pong player cannot even do one score to a professional ping pong player? Like,
Yeah.
back then in martial arts, it was like, if you're a black belt and suddenly you're fighting with a guy that is an athlete, the guy can put you into a good work
Yeah.
if the guy has a good reflex and he can move. So for me back then, it was not so professionally developed, right?
Right.
So
Gotcha.
not today, a UFC fighter is not going to lose a fight with an amateur fighter. It's impossible.
Right.
It's basically impossible. It's like, because it's something that is so it was taken to a professional level as a
Right.
sport kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was trying to understand as a performance, is how you train your body to develop that level of skill. You
Nice.
see,
Nice.
and that was mixed with nutrition. That was very, very important. Like the discovery that I did in myself with nutrition took me to where I'm right now. That I'm in my 40s and I'm in my best shape that I've been in.
You
Like,
don't you don't look it, my friend. You don't.
Thank
I
you.
look 85, but it's okay.
But that's nutrition and performance and understanding, and that's a long journey that everything it ties together. You see.
Right. No, no, no. That's amazing. That's fascinating. And that is, and you're right. You discovering how to perfect the body and to perfect the martial arts and the nutrition and all that. You're perfectly correct. There was no YouTube or anything like that around. When you were growing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You kind of
it's
had to
like,
do it. You had to seek the information on your own. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Now
look
it's
at
like, wow, you
yeah.
go to YouTube and there's tutorials for everything. You know how people train, how people eat. It's like
Yeah.
it's incredible, the information. Like, I've
Yeah.
been trying to put in my YouTube channel that I hope you guys join,
That's right.
and I put a lot
Subscribe.
of different stuff. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Marko
That's right.
Zaror, yeah, and to my Instagram, Marko Zaror,
Yeah.
same. So I try to share my journey of nutrition, and especially, like, for example, how I got the splits. I was a very, very tight. I couldn't kick to the lower to the stomach without a 1 hour warm up, for example.
Oh
I was
wow.
so tight. You cannot believe how tight I was.
Wow. Yeah.
I studied so much different books on stretching and flexibility, and now I'm able to do like the splits on the chairs and like
Yeah.
balance myself and all that. And that was, some people just born like that, right?
Right.
But to understand the process that it takes to develop that skill is very different. and
Right.
and
Right.
that, for example, I try to share my YouTube channel. I try to, because I wish I could have all that information so quick and easy like that when I was growing up. You see,
Right. Right.
it's a lot of like misguidance and training things that it doesn't help you at all, and you're just
Right.
losing energy, you're injuring yourself, and you know so that's very good now that we have all this information.
Yeah, and that's awesome on your YouTube channel and your Instagram page that you're sharing the knowledge that you've acquired over all these years to help other people. I mean, I think that's
Yeah,
awesome. I think that's
yeah.
awesome because
I'm starting to upload stuff, and I'm a little
yeah,
lazy. I don't have a lot of time and dedication to do that, but I'm slowly doing it.
right.
And if everything goes good, it's gonna become a little bit more priority, because
Okay.
my new project that I'm doing, we're gonna use it's gonna interact a lot with the YouTube
Oh,
channel.
nice, fantastic.
So
That awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing that. We got some comments here from some fans here. Marko Zaror looks totally badass.
thank you, thank you.
Here we go. Here we go. From Justin. Few humans have the size and agility of this man. There you go.
Thank you,
There you
thank you, man.
go.
Yeah,
Here we
actually,
go.
that's kind of my biggest challenge. All what I told you about training and understanding is because for me, it's not easy and mathematically very hard
Right.
to do the spins and because the force that you need to apply to your body to rotate like that and to jump in the air,
Right.
it's exponentially higher than when you're smaller. You see,
Right.
I'm 6'2", 210. So for me to go up in the air and spin like that and move like that, you need to develop another type of skill and power and all that if
Yeah.
you don't train professionally, and then you're not looking very close to your nutrition, you're going to start carrying weight that it doesn't help you.
Right.
So you can develop muscles the wrong way, so you can be very muscular, but that doesn't help you. You see, it's going to slow you down in the air and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Right.
it's a certain different type of training that you got to consider when you're tall guy. When you're a little
Right.
guy, then you
Yeah.
cannot go that wrong, because you're
Right.
little, so the strength that you need to develop is not as much as when you're a big guy. You see?
Right. No, you're perfectly right. Justin, you already got people subscribing already to your YouTube channel. There you go. People are already
That's
subscribing.
that's
But
cool.
yeah, that's one of the things that stood out when I first discovered you was, your agility, like you being the size and the height that you are. Like you're doing some crazy, insane
Mm.
stuff. I mean, it's phenomenal. Like right now, if Samurai Guy quickly just got up off this chair right now, I'd probably collapse.
Uh,
But you're like superhuman level here, like the stuff that you're doing. But before we get into talking about your films and your projects here and the future projects, again, the martial arts community really appreciate what you do. So I just wanted to get that off the bat first. They really appreciate you. And I became a fan instantly after a little movie that I didn't even know. I kind of accidentally came across this.
nah,
Kiltro, baby.
cultural. That's
Kiltro, baby.
cool.
Yeah, this was my introduction to you. But before we go into this stuff, besides Bruce Lee being one of your inspirations, what was some other inspirations that inspired you to I have this ability, I've worked hard to, to have this, skill set. Now I'm going to try to go into the industry, the film and television industry. So what was some of your inspirations? What made you take the leap is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I think as an inspiration for as a journey was Bruce Lee was a clear big one. This that was the one, right?
He was the
But
one.
then, of course, I saw some Jackie Chan films. Like one of
Ooh.
my favorites was The Armor of God,
Yeah.
which is
Classic.
amazing. Of
Classic.
course, when Van Damme show up, it was amazing to see that difference. Of
Yeah.
of that, like holding the leg and like the posing and the physique and all that was pretty, cool. But it was just for me, it was Bruce Lee, very clear all the way. It was,
Right.
I of course saw all these other stuff, but Bruce Lee for me was more than an actor or martial artist, which is such a powerful energy. So that, and then in my film career, my big friend Ernesto Diaz, that is my director friend, since
Yeah.
high school. He actually was the one that taught me a lot of the filmmaking and to appreciate good films, good movies. You see,
Yeah.
so he introduced me to all the cool directors and understand the camera work and the sound and all that, and I became a little passionate about good filmmaking and trying to make something more than just a fighting movie. You see,
Right. What were some
so
of
then,
those films he suggested to check
uh,
out?
for example, the director David Lynch,
Oh
we're
yeah.
really big with David Lynch. Mulholland Drive, Lost Highway. Then of course Quentin Tarantino. He's a big one too. Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah. Nice.
Robert
Nice.
actually was a big inspiration for us because he was the one that made us believe and dream that we can do it. We don't need the big thing to do it. We just can have a camera and go out and just shoot.
That's
And
it.
he was a big on Robert Rodriguez' career. So then we're like, let's do it, and that's how we got that in energy to start creating our own product. You see.
Nice. Love it.
So that's how Mirage Man and Killtro and all these movies came out,
Yeah.
because we were like, man, Robert did it. He just grabbed a camera, he did it. Let's do
That's
it. I think he's a big one, for all his mentality and
Oh yeah.
the
He has
way he thinks out of the box.
inspired so many.
Yeah.
He has. You got a question here or a statement from one of your fans here. He said, Mr. Marko, loved your roles in Redeemer, Savage Dog, and Undisputed 3 with Scott Adkins. Looking forward to more great movies coming soon.
Thank you.
Tradu. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
they're going wild over here, man. They're like, oh my God. So they're going they're having fun. But yeah, we're going to get to Machete Kills again in a second. But yeah, I came across Kiltro, and I was like, well, who's this guy? He looks like a badass on the cover here. And I enjoyed the movie from beginning to end. And when it got to this fight sequence, my jaw dropped. I was not prepared. I was not prepared or ready for the badassity that I was about to experience here. I mean, I couldn't. Around when this came out, And that this fight sequence like this and how you put this together, at the time I didn't see anything that was this good from other movies that came out around this time. It was so, and was this like, because this is your first film, like features starring role film, right?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
actually, I did a movie before that, but it kind of got it didn't have like the theatrical release and all that. So this actually is the first one. You know?
Okay. So was the motivation for this? You were like, you know what? I'm gonna make this such a badass action sequence here, and I'm gonna pull out everything.
Yeah.
Because you did martial arts, hand-to-hand combat. You were staff fighting. You had the nunchucks. You had the butterfly knives.
Yeah.
And then I lost my shit when blades came out of your boots. Chat, Movie Dojo Army, are you hearing what I'm saying right now? Blades came out of his boots, and you're doing spinning roundhouse kicks, slicing throats. Samurai Guy was losing it. Like I was like, oh my god, are you watching this? I'm shaking my friend. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Like it is phenomenal. Like how long did it take to put a phenomenal sequence like this together?
Yeah, actually, that was 6 days of shooting.
6 days.
Yeah, because of it was our first film.
Yeah.
So I look back and I'm like, damn, I wish I could do that movie, but now, with what I have my brain now. But it was a beautiful process, and that was fun, man. That was a really fun sequence, and we came up with the knives. I remember, the fight, la pelea de gallos, cockfight, like they jump and they put the blades.
Yeah.
So I remember going to Peru, and they took me to one of these. This is a very big tradition of this type of fighting in South America,
Yeah.
So I was like, that would be so cool, to just have that, and then I can spin instead of kicking the people. I just can slide them, with the thing. So no, it was fun, and it was all that love for the Japanese animation and the old like martial art movies, the Brother movies and all that. So,
Five Deadly
Venoms. This was our love letter for the 70s and all the old kung fu movie, Japanese animation and all that.
Well, you did it justice, because I still haven't seen anything that insanely entertaining. Blades coming out boots, folks. That's enough said. That's it. Go buy the movie now. But yeah, phenomenal, and I really enjoy.
It's actually in Amazon Prime, I think. It's in Amazon Prime. People can see it.
Amazon Prime. So go and make sure you guys check it out, chat. But I really had a lot of fun, and then there's a cult following to this film now. There's a lot of fans of this movie. Mirage Man.
Oh, yeah.
I had so much fun with this movie. Yeah. I mean, this was a blast. It felt a little bit like Kick-Ass with the comedic elements from the film Kick-Ass.
Wait.
Oh.
You gotta consider this. This movie was made 1 year before the comic book of Kick-Ass was released. Yes, check it out. We show this movie we show like the trailer we showed the trailer of this movie in the Comic-Con on San Diego.
Yeah.
1 year before they talk about Kick-Ass.
No.
And actually, if you see this is for all the martial arts fans. This is a secret.
Okay.
If you watch this movie, and actually you can compare, put this first 15 minutes of this movie next to the Kick-Ass 15, and it's amazingly like they copy exactly.
Wow, it's identical in a way.
It's almost identical.
Wow,
everything. And this movie, you check the dates. This movie, it was way before Kick-Ass. Before Kick-Ass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Somebody, that's it. Time to sue. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
It's like it is
what it is.
It's the truth. I don't know. It's like,
wow.
Check the dates. It's in the dates. You'll see the movie, and it's crazy because people's like, because what I don't think it plays justice to the movie when people see this movie. Oh yeah, it's like Kick-Ass, and I'm like, no, right. But this was done first, so it was an original idea. You see what I'm saying?
I didn't. You just blew my mind right now. I did not know any of that. Wow,
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Well,
this movie came out when we were after we shot Killtro with Ernesto. We were like, damn, because Killtro was a big deal for us. It was a big
right.
movie, a lot of big production. It was
Yeah.
tiring, stressful. We were like exhausted, and we're like, damn, man, we
Wow.
should, we should just, we should do a movie. We just can play around with a camera, like
Yeah.
documentary style, go out, just have fun, not all this stress doesn't make sense, man. We're supposed to do this for fun, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, okay. And they're like, man, we can, we always talk, we like superheroes. So we're like, man, we should do a superhero, but without superpowers. Like for some reason, there's a guy that needs to go out and be a superhero.
Right.
Think on that. And Ernesto's like eyes went like boom, and like, okay, now I'm gonna think about it. And we start like, throwing ideas, and then he came out with script, and we
Yeah.
didn't even have a script. It was like a treatment, right?
Right.
And it was documentary style. It was like, man, we shoot it very like handheld, like
Yeah.
raw. We wanted to create that realism, and so then we did the movie like that, and then we never thought, like, we did that movie as an exercise to just show it, maybe DVD, very very low budget.
Yeah.
And the movie surprised us. We went to a lot of festivals, and it won a lot of audience award, and like it was mind blowing. It was crazy, the reaction of the people with the movie. It was crazy.
Wow.
That movie won Fantastic Fest best the audience award. Like that actually the movie that started my career with Ernesto career, I believe. That was the movie that did it.
I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot after I watched it. It was funny because you copied the movie, goddammit. You copied the movie and made Kick-Ass. Confirmed here on Samurai's channel. But yeah, it was funny though, like similar to Kick-Ass, but actually probably should reverse that. Kick-Ass similar to Mirage Man, but there was comedy, like legit comedy in it. But then the shit got real later towards the end, and it got dark.
Yeah,
and it got dark and violent.
Well, actually,
and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, well, actually, that's it's only the first 15 movies. Don't get me wrong, guys. The movie is not the same as Kick-Ass, but the beginning, I think it's very similar. But then it takes a totally different path, the Kick-Ass and Mirage Man. So don't. Yeah, it's not no big deal. What I'm saying is, yeah, the movie. I think that's what people enjoy. In one side is a very comedic movie, and you have fun and you laugh, and suddenly you're just emotionally involved, really emotionally, with what's happening with the movie. And yeah, some people after the movie in the theater, I remember kind of crying. We went to Havana, a big festival in La Habana, and 3,000 big audience, 3,000 people on the movie theater, and everybody went crazy when the movie finished. So that was a really beautiful experience. And the marketing, actually, I remember that YouTube in that moment was just starting, because we did a first campaign in YouTube with this movie. I started wearing the mask of Mirage Man, and we start shooting videos of me in the street, like saving people, right, with the camera, and then we upload it to YouTube, and like, oh, there's a Mirage Man. So in Chile, we did a lot of these videos, and we start uploading it to YouTube, and it went. It was a very big, really successful. Like, I remember in one video over here back then, like we had like 150,000 hits in like 1 week, right? Back then. So it was like we did a video where Mirage Man was fighting Barney, and he fought other like very silly stuff, right? And people got their attention and start like, oh, who's Mirage Man? What's going on? So it was I remember that was so funny.
Oh, that's hilarious!
Creating these videos of a Mirage Man, like a surveillance camera, in a store, like Mirage Man came in and stuff like that with it.
It's such a fun movie. It's got comedy. It gets real. There's some really great fight scenes, and then there is emotional content and weight to the story later.
Well, actually, if you can see the fight scenes, if you look at Killtro and you look at Mirage Man, are totally different. The way we direct the film, the fight scenes, the way we approach the fight scene, it was a totally opposite. So it was a cool experiment as a martial artist. Like Killjoy was really like a Japanese animation, everything shot by shot.
Right.
You know, like to create a sensation with combining shots. You see,
Right.
Mirage Man was like, there was no even, we didn't even rehearse. I was in there, and then okay, you come from here, come from here. Okay, attack me. Okay, pa pa pa. And I'm like, I'll do this. Boom! I start hitting people, and we were like shooting and a lot of contact, so we make sure there's no misses.
Right.
So it's really raw. Like there's a lot of contact in that movie. The fighting in that, it's right there. You see what you're seeing is what's happening for real in that movie.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So, yeah.
Nice.
We just cover very good the stunt people, so I can hit them and they can hit me, and
get the contact. Yeah. But I highly recommend Mirage Man. Excuse me. Make sure you guys check it out, chat. It is fun. It's a lot of fun. It was a blast. And speaking of fun, let's keep it going with you and the director Ernesto here. Mandrill.
Oh, that's a cool one. Yeah.
Let's talk about this one, man. How was it filming this? Because this was a lot of fun too. I enjoyed this as well.
Yeah, this is a kind of like our James Bond love movie version, like a Latino Chilean agent, like a Bond movie.
Look at that look right there.
Yeah, this movie was fun, man. Actually, this one was, I think, my biggest challenge as an actor.
Okay.
It was a really emotional movie.
Yeah.
The story was very complex, and this movie also got, we're really happy with the result, and it's a fun movie. And we focus more on telling the story and making this, this roller coaster of emotions of the character and all that. That at the same time showing some badass moves and cool. It's retro, a little bit of 70s music and like 80s kind of 80s. It's more 80s.
Yeah, what cracked me up with the but yeah, it was a lot of fun, but what cracked me up was that dance sequence you had in that movie.
Oh, that's yeah.
It's fun, but it's Ernesto directed and Marko is in it, so you're gonna have some badass fight scenes in the movie.
That was cool.
The fight scenes deliver, my friend. But yeah, another winner, man. Mandrill is great. Now this next one I have not seen, so let's talk about this one here.
But that one, it's they changed the time. That movie I did before all my movies. I did it when I was 19.
Oh, okay. This was like when you were first getting your feet wet doing martial arts films and stuff like that.
Yeah. This was in Mexico before even all my movies. This was the movie that I told you I went straight to video. It was not theatrical release. It was like a martial arts movie that they invite me, and then I end up becoming a producer and help to finish the movie. That was it was my first movie.
Okay, nice.
But for some reason they changed the date on the movie, and it came up as like a newest movie than the other ones. But that was actually, it's not the way that you'll see me that I'm 19 there.
Oh my God. And shredded. 19 and shredded.
19,
right there.
Yeah, I 19, 20. 20. Right. I'm turning 20 there. Yeah.
Are you in this movie a lot, or you just come in and do a few of the fights and that was it?
No, I'm the lead. Yeah, I'm the lead.
Okay, great. Nice. I still want to check it out because you're in it. So
yeah, check it out. It's a fun movie, but this movie was before, like, there was like no experience. I think I've seen a camera like a couple times in my life before I saw that movie. That movie was really my first interaction with a movie.
You got to start somewhere. It's all good, right?
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere. You got to get
it's fun, man. The trailer is pretty cool. It's in YouTube. You can check it out.
All right, cool. I'm definitely going to be checking that out, and I'm sure the chat is going to be checking it out as well. Chat already, right now, they're already putting the movies we're talking about in their queue. They're like Amazon Prime. They're like putting Mandrill. I got Mandrill in there. I got. They're going crazy.
Well, that one I don't know if it's in Amazon Prime, but for sure, Mandrill, Killjoy, and Mirage Man, they're in Amazon Prime.
Nice. Yeah. Those are must watches here. Now I know you were talking about in Mandrill, you as evolving as an actor, you kind of were challenged a little bit to kind of improve as an actor for Mandrill. Did you feel the same way when you got to this movie?
Oh yeah, That was cool, man. That was a cool
This,
experience.
and you got nominated for best villain, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We did it
Who,
really. We did a really big work with my acting coach in that moment.
nice.
And it was fun because in the script the character was totally opposite.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
when I remember when Isaac called me for this movie, I saw Undisputed 2 and I was like, oh, this is a cool movie, you see. And when they called me for Undisputed 3, I was like, man, that's like amazing, you see. But I was kind of hesitant because I didn't want to be the guy that gets his ass kicked and that's it, like not
Right.
even not showing my thing, because that happens a lot. They
Right.
call you for a movie and you can hardly like show a kick and then just kick you. But then I realized no, they wanted me to be the main villain, so they need to showcase myself in order to have a good fight. And because
Yeah.
I didn't know about Isaac. I didn't, I knew a little bit about Scott, and I knew that he was a very good martial artist.
Yes.
But I was like, I don't know what they want. So that we have a talk, right? And then they told me, Marco, we want to create the best fight scene, the best fight scene. So I saw the passion. I'm like, and then Isaac is an incredible martial artist. He's a
Yeah.
film director that understand martial arts as
Yeah.
no director. You see,
I saw him doing a
so
jump kick, like a
yeah,
flying jump
Isaac
kick. I was
is
like, what the hell?
yeah, Isaac it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then having Scott, what he's a beast too, is like man.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then on my acting in the acting, when I saw the script, Dolor was like big monster, like
Right.
this guy that it's like strong and like. So I took it to my acting coach and he's like, Marco, like how, like, can you play with this? Can you offer something different? Like what do you mean? And he's like, no, man, look at this lead role. The lead role is strong, it's
Right.
big, like I'm
Right.
the best fighter of the world, right? So
Yeah.
you should be the opposite. Totally.
Ah.
You need to be like suave, like nice,
Yeah.
delicate, like be like
Yeah.
snake, you see. So like, and then start then all the dancing moves we
Yeah.
start adding all the like pa, pa, pa. So we're like at the beginning it sounded really crazy. It's like let's do it. So we worked really hard on that proposal, and I came up with the Isaac's like Isaac, and we changed a lot of the lines of the script to make it work with this new character, right?
Right. Right. Right.
And then Isaac loved it. He's like, man, I love it. So he also, I was so happy that he believed on that, and then he liked it, and we went with it.
Yeah.
And that's how the lore came out, and it's a really fun character.
Oh,
So I'm really happy with it.
you were phenomenal. It looked like you were having a blast.
Yeah, man, it was so much fun, man.
Chocolate. Like you were
Yeah,
just having
so
so
much
much.
fun.
But this, I mean, man, like this, like I don't know how you didn't win best villain for the award, but
Yeah.
it's awesome that you got nominated. But yeah, you were fantastic in this, and everybody that I've shown this movie to, they love you. They're like, this is what I'm talking about. This is because in a lot of action films, a lot of martial arts movies, sometimes the villain's generic. Sometimes the villain's very forgettable, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes. But, you are not one of those forgettable villains, my friend. You
Mhm.
actually enhanced the movie. And in my opinion, they need to take this dude on the left side of Scott Adkins off the poster and put you there.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's cool,
just
man.
your
Thank you.
skills in this were like, it's just like, there's no CGI enhancement here. He can really do these things, folks. Like, it's not special effects. He is the special effect. But yeah, I mean, I did not think the fight between Scott Adkins versus Michael Jai White was going to be topped. But you topped it, my friend. You guys
Mm.
topped it. You completely destroyed the fight scene in the first film. And another thing that's really interesting about this movie is that the antagonist in the previous film in the series, it was the protagonist in this version. That's
Yeah.
another rarity. And it worked. The script worked. The performances worked. Like usually that's very rare where the villain is the hero in the next one searching for redemption, right? And
Yeah.
it's a phenomenal movie. It's badass. The fights are badass. It has that emotional weight to it. But yeah, you were insanely phenomenal in this. Like it's just ridiculous how good you were in this. And again, did not think you guys were going to top the fights in the first movie. I mean, it's Undisputed 2.
Mhm.
Look at the. I'm already tired watching what you're doing with your feet there. But yeah, phenomenal fight. Loved it, and it's definitely a fan favorite. You know, they love you as this character of Dolores. So
Dolor.
it Dolor, yeah.
The chocolate.
Chocolate, yeah. I love it. But I love how you just played those mental games with Yuri
Yeah.
Bodka in the movie. It just kind of fucking with him. It was great. It was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good. It was so good. And then again, when we were mentioning Robert Rodriguez earlier. Let's talk about Machete Kills. He gave you a role in this, and this was a lot of fun.
That was a moment where it was just like a dream come true, man. Imagine that me and Ernesto, like, playing with the camera, trying to like being inspired by this character Robert, and sadly having a phone call from him. And then he told me, when we had this meeting and everything, he told me that he saw Harry Knowles show his the movie Mandrill to him. So then he grabbed those clips and create like a little trailer for the network that he was doing. So he knew about, and then he told me, yeah, and then he created this character with my name. So he told me when we met, and I was just,
Yeah,
what else you can ask, man? It was amazing. It was a
you were on
blast. It
cloud you
was,
were on cloud nine there.
yeah, man. I was in cloud nine. It's true, man.
Well,
I
I
had
was
such a good time. Such
nice,
a adrenaline rush to shoot that movie, man. It was
nice.
amazing, man. We were
I,
shooting
okay.
2 sets, and I was doing a fight scene in this set. When
Yeah,
they say cut, run to the other set, and then action. Pa, 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 cut. When they were
yeah,
resetting here, I was running to the other set. It was crazy, man. Like how Robert shoots is just unbelievable. Like he's so dynamic, and he knows exactly what he wants. So he's shooting, and then boom, he zooms in, and he just gets the shot without even, like, you don't even know, and he already got everything. Like it's a very dynamic way of shooting. It's amazing. So you
nice.
gotta be on the speed, and that also everybody it raised the energy. So
Right.
we were like doing these actions, sequences back to back with with a really cool stunt team. It was a very
Yeah.
cool movie, and it was a tough one because it was in Texas where the weather was just really
Ooh.
humid and really hot. So
Yeah.
it was me and like all the team, like wardrobe, makeup, everybody running back and forward, everybody drinking like electrolytes. So because everybody was sweating, everybody was
Yeah.
having a workout of going from one set to the other set. It was
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah. Oh wow, wow. Well, what an honor to work with Robert. That's really awesome. What cracks me up
Yeah,
about
man.
this poster is it says Marko Zaror as himself.
Yeah.
That's how badass this character is. It's just Marco. I love that post. I love that tagline. It's pretty awesome. But
Man,
yeah,
I
did you?
always wish they could do machete kills in space, man, and I could be the
Yeah,
friend. I could now be on his side.
yeah. I hope that
It
happens.
will be cool,
Is
kick
this
ass.
you here with Robert? Is this like during the premiere right here?
Yeah, we were doing a premiere in Fantastic Fest.
Nice, nice. But that is awesome that
That
you
was
got a
cool.
chance to work with all these legends. Pretty awesome. I was really happy for you when I watched this movie. I
Yeah,
was like,
cool.
yeah, we got Dolores in the house. We got multiple Dolores actually.
Yeah,
There was multiple
awesome,
Dolores running
awesome.
around.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. I was like, I felt proud. I was proud. I was a proud fan that you were in that movie. But now let's get real. Let's get a little serious here. This might be. I mean, I enjoy all your work, my friend, but this might be my favorite movie of yours.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Redeemer, really? That's
yeah.
cool, man.
It's like I said, I enjoy all your movies, so that this might change tomorrow. What my favorite Marco Zaror movie is, but Redeemer, really, I was like, yes, this is my kind of movie, man. I love the like the dark, serious tone, the vigilante. type of vibe. Even parts of the movie to me kind of felt like a western.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I just loved. I really, really, really. I reviewed this movie like many years ago, or here on the channel, and I gave it a high rating, man, because I really, really, really enjoyed it. Again, your acting performance in this film, phenomenal, really good, really, 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 really good. Coming from a dark place, this character, dealing with things and trying to go out there and stop these villains. But again, phenomenal, badass action sequences where you're superhuman.
Yeah.
And I love the end fight. Was there any tough shoot moments or fight choreography moments during Redeemer?
Well, all the fights were tough, man, because this movie, it was after Undisputed, where after working with Isaac and Lornell, and learning, because it was a really big learning experience for me, Undisputed, to see how Isaac shoots the films and the rehearsals and all that.
Yeah.
Because I'm a filmmaker, so my brain was just like a sponge, like trying to absorb everything. So right there, we wanted to apply in Redeemer, and man, there were some fights that were really challenging, especially because of the location. The last fight in the church was crazy. There was a wind, and it was like a very hard floor, so we were like taking hits, and like it was really tiring, like to be able to accomplish all those long fight scenes in such a little time, low budget movies. You got to be trained like an athlete. Like my training for each of these movies, it's like going to the Olympics. I need to train my body to be able to fight 10 hours a day for a couple days in a row.
Right.
And exploding and jumping and being ready, because there's no time. Like in Killjoy was the only movie that we had a long time. It was a really big budget and all that, but also we didn't have the experience. So one of the things that I look back to Killjoy is like, damn, we lose so much time doing things that we could have done it differently, right?
Right.
But now that we have a different budgets, it's like everything is shot. Like Killjoy was shot in 10 weeks. That's a long shot for a low budget movie, right? Movies now are low budget movies are shot 5 weeks at the most. Some movies are shooting in like 20 days, like these low budget movies, all these action movies that you see, unless they're like from Thailand or like all these other countries, right? But you usually see movies really in a reduced time. So if you want to develop a really good fight scene, a good fight scene, right, where you have a 3-minute or 2-minute fight scene, you got to be a full day fight with a really good choreography program, everything. You know what you're doing, you're not losing time, and you need to have the performers fighting the full day nonstop, to have a one fight and it is a decent fight, right? So you don't get the luck, or you need to have two athletes really prepare, or you need to have more time to give a rest and do pieces by pieces. Because if you're fighting with a guy that is not trained, after 2 hours, bye. Like, they start getting uncoordinated. There can be an accident. They cannot follow the rhythm. So in Redeemer, I select professional martial artists more than actors, right? Because I knew that there was no actors that can handle that rhythm. There's no actor. It's hard to find actors in the U.S., that have the ability. You just need to do it with a stuntman, right? A good stuntman that knows how to act. It's more like that would be more what I will look for, instead of an actor that knows martial arts. It's very hard, right? But so in Chile, there's no actors that knows martial arts. So I just pick actors. We martial artists and really professional martial artists, and we just accommodate the role for their qualities, right? So there was a fight with a jiu-jitsu guy that is like an MMA fight, right? That fight, man, it was like we were fighting 10 hours nonstop, and that guy is trained. Nelson, that's his name. He was actively training for fighting, and he was fighting at the cage, MMA, professionally, like doing fights, right? So yeah, and I remember next day he called me. He's like, Marco, man, there's muscle that hurt that I didn't know that exists. Because it's very tough, challenging. You know,
Yeah.
you're fighting, you're having a lot of contact and repeating and hitting the ground, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it's a very intense. You see the skill.
Right.
There's no tricks. You know, you were moving, we're performing. It's like a very, very challenging. So the same with the Voris, the Piedra, the character, the rock, right? He's a Kyokushinkai karate, like a black belt. You know, he's been training all his life. Same thing. We did the choreography, we fought, and it was very intense. You see.
Yeah.
So, and then Jose Luis Mosca, it's a champion of kickboxing in Latin America, you know, for like a real fighter all his life, his schools and all that. And
right. Man. Oof. Well, it shows. The quality of the fight scenes show, because they're phenomenal. And I was getting ready. You beat me to the punch, but at least we got the story behind it. The MMA fighter you fought. That fight scene is phenomenal. That fight scene is probably, and I'm not just going crazy right now because you're here. I'm being honest. Samurai's always honest.
Yeah.
That's one of the best one-on-one fight scenes I've ever seen in my life. And
really?
I'm serious, man. Because
that's cool, man. Thank you.
I might get a lot of flack for this, but I love the end fight that Donnie Yen had at the end of Flashpoint, which was kind of a mixture of an MMA, fight.
Yeah, I like it too.
Great fight. I love that fight. This fight with the MMA fighter in this movie tops it. It tops it. There's no comparison. Because you guys did hand-to-hand combat, you were wrestling, you did jiu-jitsu, you did these amazing transitions, to these different maneuvers. It was so, mind-blowing.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
We put a lot of work on that one, man. We put a lot of work on that one. Nelson he's a very good at jiu-jitsu, and he helped me a lot on designing I pick a lot of his brain to create this film. I let him, we put ourselves in real situation, and then I was asking, okay, what you'll do if I do this? And he'll transition, and then, okay, you transition, I'll do this. What happens if I do this? So we start naturally flowing to create this, to give that feeling of realism, but giving it the time to show what's going on. Because if you become too real, then it becomes messy, right? So I think that there's a sweet point where how much realism you give it, without losing the clarity for the audience to be able to follow what's going on and get entertained. Because if it gets too messy, then people get bored. You see,
right. But yeah, it's better than the end fight of Flashpoint in my opinion. And again, showing that you're superhuman here. No wires here, folks. That's Marco doing his thing, being superhuman. But yeah, Redeemer's possibly my favorite movie of yours, man. It's really, really,
That's
really
cool,
good.
Man.
Really caught me off guard. But before we continue going here, you did do some stunt work on other films, right? Did you want to talk about?
I start my career. Yeah, I start my career actually before all of this, doubling The Rock on the movie The Rundown.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually where my big break started in the film industry. Working with Andy Cheng, he's a really good friend of mine. He's my master of all of this. He was the one that taught me what is to shoot a movie and how you shoot a film and how you put the camera, what's the dynamic and all that. And I work in this movie long time, and then I decided to not continue with stunts and go back to Chile to shoot Kiltro. Right. So all what I learned with Andy on that movie, I applied in Kiltro in Chile, and that's how we did Kiltro. You see. Okay. So then after all my career, then I went back to the US, started doing other movies there too. And then, I did also another stunt job that I did not so long ago, Gemini Man, doubling Will Smith in the final fight. I was like, they call me specifically JJ. This is a really good friend of mine. I met him in the rundown. He was the double of Shem William Scott when we fall down the cliff.
Okay, yeah,
The rundown where we're in the
yeah,
jeep and then the fall. So I'm tumbling down the hill. It was two doubles for The Rock, two doubles for Shem William Scott, me and Tanawai Reed, and then the other stand was a JJ and Paul, and that's how we met. And then JJ, he's now that was a long time ago. Now he's this big director, stunt coordinator, like fight director. And he called me, Marco, I need you for this. I need a guy of your side that could double. I know that you're not doing that. Just come, have fun, throw some kicks. You'll have some fun here. And then I'm like, okay, cool. So we went there and had some fun there.
Nice.
I did a fire burn that, I've never done in my life. It was like, that was a little scary, but it was fun.
Nice. Well, in the long, like, again, it got your foot in the door. You learned, like you said, like a sponge. You absorbed everything in terms of filmmaking. But I still think
Yeah.
you made the right decision going to
Mhm.
Chile and making the Kill Churro, because look where you are today. Now I'm
Yeah.
fired. I'm fired now. Don't fire me, Marco, but I am fired. So I watched the first season of Dusk Till Dawn, the series, and I was entertained. I liked it. And then, the first season was done, but I never got a chance to get back to watching season 2 and 3. And now I'm finding out that you were in the later seasons, and I'm like, no. So now I got to go back and watch it from the beginning and catch up. But
Yeah, I'm
let's talk-
I'm in season 3.
yeah,
Season 3, I have 2 episodes on. Oh, actually, it was in 3 episodes. There are some cool fight scenes, man.
nice.
We did this fight scene with Robert in the episode 9. Amazing, man, at the desert. And I fought 2 times with Sane Holt. Sane, man, he's a jiu-jitsu guy, really good martial artist. He's an actor, but I was lucky because he was a martial artist, so we were able to have some contact and have fun with it. It was very, very good
Nice.
fighting.
Yeah,
And that one I was, always working with Robert is an honor and it's fun. So
yeah.
they wrote this role for me too, so it's cool.
Could you look any more badass here?
That's a cool role, man. That was a cool role. It's one of my favorites, man.
Nice.
I was so bummed when I hear that there was no more show, because in the 4th season there was a whole development of my character, and that character is going to grow, and he was going to appear more and have some cool fight scenes and stuff like that. And they didn't continue with the show.
Hey,
Yeah.
I still need to watch it though, because I gotta support Dolor, man. But yeah, I didn't know. I was like, no, he's in there. I gotta watch his scenes now. But it's funny that we're getting ready to go to Savage Dog now. I spoke to Jesse B. Johnson. We talk once in a while, and he was actually supposed to be here on the channel. He was nice enough to show up, but filmmaking duties. So he says once he's done with his filmmaking duties, he'll come back to the channel and we'll have him here. But I saw you commented on his Instagram, and I because I follow Jesse too, and he had some behind the scenes footage of a movie of like a big explosion.
Oh yeah,
did you
crazy.
see, dude? Because I was like,
crazy.
holy crap! It's a huge explosion. The guy jumping this way into a car. I was like, oh, I can understand why he couldn't stop by at the moment to do the interview.
Yeah, Jesse's the best, man. I know him from long time ago, man. He's the best, man. He's a really nice guy. He's very passionate of movies, and it was a blast to work in Savage Dog, man. Always really nice to work with Scott, but Jesse, man, it was so much fun,
Yeah. Savage Dog it did not disappoint with the main finale fight. And that's how action movies should be. That's how action films and martial arts movies should be, is they should build up, and then you get your reward at the end. And obviously the reward is your fight with Scott Adkins. And a lot of times, a lot of martial arts and action films, sometimes they'll blow their wad. They'll have the biggest, best fight in the beginning of the movie, and then the rest of the movie's kind of like average, So I love movies that build with the tension and the action, and you get rewarded at the end. So love the fight, and I love how different this fight was.
Yeah, that was fun because it's a totally different movie, so it was fun to play with that knife, and it's a totally different mindset for this movie with Scott. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, this knife was huge. Like when you whipped it out the first time, I was like, oh my God, This thing is
Yeah, yeah.
big. But yeah, I loved how it went from hand-to-hand combat, and then you guys were fighting each other with weapons. Like, it was not disappointing at all. A great little rematch, if you will. Who knows?
Yeah.
You guys knowing you guys, you'll probably do something together in the future again. You and Scott, it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll bring him to fight El Puño del Cóndor. That would be my dream. I told him already.
Nice. Well, actually, we can segue to that now. One of your fans here. Hold on. Oh yeah, I had a question here. Let me go scroll back up here. Here we go. We can segue to it now here. So Dar Gable says, much respect and honor to Mr. Zaror. How is Fist of the Condor coming, and when will it get released? Let's talk about that now.
We're working on the trailer right now, and it depends. It depends. It's already done shooting, but we still don't know. It's a really personal project, and we don't know if we're going to take it traditional way and we're going to finish into a movie, or we're going to do a web series, and divide it in little episodes, because that was the main original idea, right? But we're getting a lot of heat to make it into a movie and take it to the festivals and all that. So we're still deciding. But I could tell you guys, listen to me.
Listen.
You guys are going to love this movie, man. This movie is for you guys. This is a love letter for martial arts. This is the movie that I would love to see when I was 15 years old. That's it. This has all the genre codes, and you love it, man. And I could tell you, I'm in my best physical condition, and in this movie, I was able to show and to share a lot of the knowledge of my training and my nutrition. You see, because this movie started with all this pandemic thing, and I went to live towards the beach in Chile with these beautiful scenarios, and man, I went every day. I went training. I'm seeing the ocean, the water, and the rocks, and all these views, and I'm like starting to imagine like this, like a classic of martial arts, like a revenge movie stuff. Yes. And I start talking with Ernesto, like, man, we gotta film here. This is something magical. Like, we have to do this. And then we start throwing ideas, and this movie came out, and this idea came out, and when we shot it, man. Oh, I think I lost you, right?
Yeah, you there?
You there?
Yeah, go ahead. You said you shot it. Are you back now?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
All right. Cool. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. This, I'm really happy with this one. The martial arts, the scenarios, the style, everything. And in this one, I had to, we created my own style of martial arts. So in this one, you'll see the mix of everything that I've done and I trained through my whole journey of martial arts.
Oh, wonderful. This looks badass, man. This looks really badass. Oh, we think we lost him again. Marco, are you still there? Let me know if you're still there, brother.
Hello?
Are you there? Are you there, buddy? Let me know if you're there. Are you there? Chat, can you see Marco?
I don't know who's having the problem, though.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's me, you.
I don't know. It's all good. This is what happens when you go live. It's fine. It's fine.
All good.
But chat right now, they're going crazy. They're saying they're sold. Take my money now. That's what they're saying right now. After me showing the photos and you talking about it. But either way, you're so dedicated to your craft, and you look amazing here. You look jacked. Like, you just look so badass. You've always delivered. You've always
in this
delivered.
one, man, like I said, in this one, I mixed a lot of the train that I'm doing right now. So we create the style of the condor. That is the traditional bird from my country. So I mixed movements than never done before. Like, it's a very cool style, and how to bring those movements into choreography. It makes it it gives such a unique and style and freshness. So you'll never seen before in my movies. It's not gonna look like any of the movies that I've done before.
Oh man!
And it's a story. It's a classic for martial arts. So I'm fighting for trying to put this online for you guys, so like not like direct, to have a real connection with the fans and get the feedback and hopefully develop more episodes. That's kind of where me and Ernesto is our dream. We just need to figure out how we're going to do that, or just make it into a movie. So we're in that debate right now. So we're doing the trailer, we're going to decide. Right. But yeah, man, and maybe do like a crowdfunding for a second season, because we have a whole season already. You right? So if you guys like it and want to see the second season, then we do a crowdfunding and we give you the second season, and you guys give us ideas to how. You know what I'm saying? It's like I dream with that interaction with the audience directly. You see, like with the people that enjoy and appreciate this type of content. That's kind of, we hopefully it gets to a point that we can do it. But if not, we'll make it into a movie or something that you guys still gonna see it for sure. So
either way,
it's already shot.
So either way, I'm sure it's gonna be phenomenal as a movie. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of fun and phenomenal as a web series. And the Movie Dojo Army here, Chad. You got our support, my friend. You got our support. We support you. But yeah, let's talk about one of the most badass movie posters I've ever seen here. Is this a short, a movie? What is this? This looks amazing.
Well, that was a project that we did in Colombia. We did a short film, Sambo Dende. It was like a Colombian superhero. We shot it like a short with that one, and it was supposed to turn into a movie, but you know, for some reason it didn't go through, or the producers there. It's a big comic book, so they shot this short to kind of promote the comic book and maybe one day make it into a movie. So
you never know. You never know.
I love that character, man. It's a pretty cool character.
Yeah, I saw you look amazing. I saw the chain wrapped around your fist and your arm there. I was like, all right, somebody's about to get fucked up. But yeah, that looks great. And then I know you mentioned this earlier. The Green
Yes,
Ghost.
Actually, I'll be in LA, man. So if some of you guys are in LA, I'll be in the Latin Film Festival, Los Angeles Latino Film Festival, LALIF, June 5, promoting this movie. We're finally launching this movie. This movie was shot, a couple of years ago. I'm the main villain in this one, and also in this one, me and Ernesto were in charge for all the fight scenes. So we design and create all the fight scenes for this one. As the directors, and we signed the fight scene, we shot it and edited and did all that. So you guys will enjoy that. There's some cool fights there too. There's some cool fights. I have some good fights. I was able to work again with Andy Cheng. We have a little sequence there with Cain Velasquez, amazing martial artist.
All right.
There's a good fight with Cain, man. You guys have to watch that. Pretty fun.
What's the date again?
June 5 in the Los Angeles Film Festival.
Okay. I think Samurai is going to take a little road trip. Down there. I'll come down there.
Man. Oh, we're cool. We'll take it, we hang out. I mean, maybe you can make it to the festival and you know.
Sure. We'll collab after the stream. I would love to come down there and check it out and spread the word. How was it working on with Robert again in Alita?
Was fun, man. Oh, but of course, you get called for such a big movie like this. It's like, what, you're in cloud 20 now. But we did a really nice fight scene. Unfortunately, it didn't make the cut. How these movies work. They shoot a lot, and then they start like chopping and making it tight and all that, and unfortunately, but we did a really nice fight in the bar scene, where Alita shows up and he fights with all the people, and then the big monster comes, Grewichka. She goes down into this hole. Before then, I stand up and we have like a face off, and we start fighting, and it was a cool fight scene. There was some other little appearance before that I did, but all that world of the rollerblade, they kind of like compacted a little bit more, and it didn't. Right. There was a lot of other scenes that didn't show up, of other people, So it just happens, But it was a really nice, of course, man. It was a nice experience, and being there, just working and having fun.
Nice, nice. Just to be a part of it is probably awesome.
Yeah.
Is this still coming out? Because I was kind of fanboying here. The fact that we're gonna have two badasses going at it here. Is this still
Oh
coming
yes,
out?
yes, it's coming out. Actually, it's done. This actually is coming out this year too.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. Good. I'm really excited
So we
about
have
that.
we have a Green Ghost, and we have this movie Invincible coming out this year, and I think Puño del Cóndor is also going to come out this year. So
Okay,
yeah,
awesome. Man, you got a great year this year.
yeah, man.
But I was
After the
like, Marko Zaror versus Johnny Strong, I'm there.
yeah,
I'm there. I'm
there's
gonna
a
buy.
there's a cool fight scene with him with the guns and stuff. You'll see it.
Okay,
It's a fun one. It's
all
a really
right,
fun one. Yeah.
amazing.
A cool character that I play there. It's like a little Terminator kind of character, you know.
Yeah. All right, you're hunting them down. I can dig it.
Yeah.
Nice. So it looks like you're having a great year. We're martial arts movie community and the fans here. We're very proud of your work and what you've done for us and what you've all the hard work you've put in. We really appreciate you, Marco. We really do.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it,
And
man.
any chance for Kiltro 2?
Every-
Kiltro 2 in the future?
yeah, it could be. It could be.
Maybe a fun short. Kiltro
Yeah.
Returns. I don't know.
Kills for returns. Yeah, I know.
There you
But
go.
watch the Fist of the Condor, and you'll tell me.
Oh,
That's like
okay.
yeah.
Hint.
It actually has a lot of kills from, man. You'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know what I'm
Okay.
talking about. It has the best of our movies. It's like an evolution of all our career. After all the years, and then it was a long time that we didn't work together with Ernesto. So it was more. It looks more like a mature project. Like you'll see it, man. I think you appreciate it.
Oh, I'm excited as well as chat over here. They're still losing their minds over here. But I don't want to keep you too long, my friend, because I know you're extremely busy. I could talk to you about martial arts movies all day. But make this channel your second home, my friend. I always tell our guests
man.
that.
I really appreciate it, and I'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
When we can show a trailer or something,
we can watch it here together.
Yeah, for sure.
That'll
man.
be a lot of fun. That'll be
fun.
Here. Yeah. All right, Marco. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't go yet. Chat, Movie Dojo Army, thanks again for watching us and watching me hang out with this badass today. We really appreciate you watching, liking, subscribing. Make sure you subscribe to Marco's channel, YouTube channel. Make sure you follow his Instagram and look forward to all the wonderful badass movies or web series coming out this year. Make sure you guys follow the legend that is Mr. Zaror. And just got some other news just happened today. Announcement for the channel. We got another martial arts living legend is going to hang out with us this Wednesday. Richard Norton's son. That's right. Richard Norton's going to be here to hang out with the old samurai and talk movies. So it's going to be fun. Just want to throw that in there really quick. But we'll see all you badasses again next time. Take care. And kick-ass copied from Mirage Man. Just spread the word. I'm just kidding. Let's have some fun. All right. Take care, guys.
Take care.